Okay, let's see here. What's going on here? Oh. Okay, folks, I apologize. I started streaming a little later than I had intended. I was trying to get something to eat and lost track of the time there. Okay, and so we're going to continue. Okay. Okay, everybody. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. We are officially at the main puzzle area of the Tomb of Aelrim. And, it's a pretty simple area. I mean, a lot of people say it's complicated. It's really not. I mean, if you look around, everything that you need to know is right here. You can actually see from here. On top of that little platform on the left, there's a socket. Below that platform on the left, there's a socket. You have a socket on the right, and a socket in front of you. Not hard at all. Your first step. Come through here. Boom. Now you can take these. You'll hop up here. You'll come around. Simply follow this ledge. You can fight that guy early if you want, but I like to wait because, you know, what's the point? All that is for is if you're wanting a little extra XP. Just pop up here. Cut your way through this. And you'll slide down. Now, right here, don't get in too big of a hurry. Jump and grab your rope. Don't swing off of it. You look left over here. You're going to find your first collectible for this area. This spot can actually be a little tough. Some people have a lot of trouble getting back and forth on these ropes here. But it's real simple. I mean, you just kind of, I guess put it off a little bit to the left of the rope and boom. There you go. And you just hit B. You fall down. You'll find your first chest and you have a scan. Now getting back's a little tougher because the developers didn't do a very good job on placing this rope, and so as you're swinging, you'll actually make contact with the platform behind you sometimes, and I might get to demonstrate that. Let's see here. See, if you don't swing properly, then you'll catch that platform. It makes this a little tough. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get across here. Make our way, and we'll keep our progress going, because I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours today. Because when I rewatched my stream last night, I noticed that towards the end, I guess it got a little laggy. I don't know if it was just my internet, or perhaps if it was due to the length of the video. It probably doesn't help. My girlfriend was playing Call of Duty at the same time in the other room, but whatever. Okay. So, of course, once you're across that wall running up here, as you can see, there's not really anywhere else to go, so you just keep going straight. You'll find it. A lot of these puzzles, people complain about being really difficult. I'm assuming that's just people that aren't used to puzzle-solving games, because these are actually some of the easiest puzzles I've ever played in video games. Then, I mean, they're not complicated at all. It's just, you have to understand the way video games do their puzzle stuff. Oh, look at you. You tried to sneak up on me. Okay, so for this one here, the trick is just figuring out which direction the wind's coming from. If you look at the pipes, or the little holes in the wall, you can tell. You gotta run off to the right here, and hop up. Now for this one, you just jump off to the left a little. Same thing, jump off to the right. Oh, I almost jumped a little too much, but it's a little forgiving on that area. Then, across the wall you roll. Now this area down here, a lot of people will bypass that because they don't notice that there's something back there. We're gonna go ahead and activate this guy first, and you'll see that all them stupid skungas get blown away. So just walk over here, don't overcomplicate it, hit the thing, run away. It blows up the wall. And now you just have your meditation point, which is, you know, it's a good little convenient spot for it. Let's see here. okay, Twitch. Get that opened up for when some viewers pop in. I'll have my chat window ready. I'm gonna save. Okay. Click this guy here. Oh, wait, no, I didn't need to do that. Okay. Stream chat. There we go. Okay, back out. I apologize, guys. Like I said, I got started a little late, so I was trying to... here, you want to keep that in mind. Once you save here, that guy's gonna pop back up, so... just, same thing. Hit him, run away. Let me turn my volume down on my laptop. Okay. Alright. These things, I don't know why they grow back, but if you just kind of go slow at them, they'll blow away, and then you can run. And it's just a matter of jumping. You don't have to do anything fancy. Across you go. Alright. Now you're gonna actually have to fight this one. I mean, you can bypass him, but you might as well go ahead and kind of get the feel for it. If he does that, I just normally run back this way, because that's like a really cheap move. It's kind of tough to avoid. As you see, he's real slow. He does do a lot of damage though, so you definitely want to avoid by him. You can now scan him. Achilles, get away from the computer. Go. Sorry, cat. He thinks he's always got to be all up in everybody's stuff. Oops. Okay. Just real simple. You just jump right here. It pulls you up. Now you're going to have a little combo, kind of, sort of. You activate this. Oh, hey, first viewer of the night. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm not sure exactly how long you've been there, but you've only missed a couple minutes of the area. So far, everything that we've gone through is real simple, straightforward stuff. Just, once you activate your first ball trap, I'll go ahead and tell you, in case you missed that section, you'll go down a rope slide and you'll, grab a rope and then encounter a wall run. Before you swing on the rope and hit the wall run, make sure to turn left and you'll see a chest and a scan point over there. If you watch the beginning of my stream later, you'll see the method on how to do that, but I mean it's relatively simple. Okay, so we're just gonna keep moving here and you'll come up to this door. And this is where you will obtain the ability for Force Push. Just a little recap in case you're the same viewer from yesterday. This was the beginning of the Tomb of Aelrim. A lot of people think that you have to try to avoid this, but this thing actually has to hit you with a rock 3 times, and then it will initiate a training scene. So just walk a straight line and let it hit you. It doesn't do any damage, it's just kind of irritating. There you go.
Focus. The Jedi do not seek aggression, but we stand against it. The Force is there to shield us. The obstacles in your path define the path. What stands in the way becomes the way. Now, try again. Try again.
Oh, my bad. Trying to type. This is real easy. You just press the right trigger as the ball's coming at you.
Good. Continue.
Boom.
Faster now.
I mean, I'm not real
Complete
sure
the
if there's a
test.
specific timing that you have to do, but I normally just mash it as soon as he throws it, and I've never missed, really.
What stands in the way becomes the way.
Okay. Okay. QUES. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do before you mess with that, turn around and come right here. You can now force push this block out of the way. You'll come up and around. You'll encounter another block a little ways in, right here. Just push it, turn left. There's another block. Push this one, jump down, push the block over here, and you'll find the second chest of the area, and this Force Echo.
This Guardian was destroyed long ago.
Alright. Now, break the wall. Oh, sorry. I turned the wrong direction. We'll come this way. And you'll now force push the door that you interacted with to gain the ability.
I did it.
Okay. You're going to encounter an enemy here, but if you go to your left, you can initiate your cutscene first.
My friend, take a look at the detail on this bark. The distinctive striations. It can only be a Rosia tree from Kashyyyk. It's time to call on an old friend. If the Zepho had contact with Kashyyyk, there is a good chance Chieftain Tarful will know about it.
I aim to get through Kashyyyk and make it back for our second visit to Zepho on this stream, but like I said, I'm trying to keep them at 2 hours, so if I can, I apologize, but I'm trying to be thorough, make sure I don't miss anything, so I don't have to go back. Now, this is real simple to beat this guy. Now that you have Force Push, you just wait for his chest to open up, run up and get a couple good hits on him. You'll see his chest open up here, and boom, hit him again. And this execution will actually refill your force meter completely. Now you stop right here, and you scan this big sarcophagus, which is actually a big point of a question mark for me. Okay, on this tomb here, you can see this guy's coffin, and it's pretty daggum big. I mean, I'd say probably about 12, 13 feet tall. You'll encounter another tomb later where the sarcophagus is probably 30 feet long and maybe 15 feet wide. But then you'll find another tomb where you can actually see the skeleton of a Zepho. And it's about the size of a normal person. So do the Zepho just range in size incredibly, or was that just something they didn't really think about? Okay, back to the walkthrough. Now that you're back out in the main puzzle area, this is the save point I left you at yesterday. You'll want to turn right here, push this wall out. You'll come around and jump. You'll catch the wind, grab the wall. You'll see a rope here. Now you jump to the rope and just kind of swing over to this little right side and hop. You'll grab it. And you'll encounter a collectible up here.
Forces was deliberately destroyed. You can still feel the hate of the act.
Okay, let's see. Want to become famous by followers, primes, and views on... okay. I mean, I certainly won't turn down becoming famous, my man, but, you know what? That's not my goal with this. This is about sharing a passion for Star Wars and this game. If fame happens to result, that so be it then, but I'm not just gonna go out of my way for that right now. For those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of spam in my chat. Okay. Now that you've unlocked Force Push, you'll notice that we now have considerably more abilities to work with here. I've been just explaining my process of how I purchase, which of course I started with Overhead Slash, then Dash Strike, then I went to Force Attunement, and then the Sprint Strike, then I got the Leaping Slash, and then the Survival Skills. Then I bought Superior Blocking. The reason I do that is because I'm an aggressive lightsaberist. I do use the Force moves quite a bit, but I buy the Force ability, like Force Attunement, to support the fact that some of my lightsaber skills require Force. Alright. So the next one I'm going to probably want to go ahead and buy, I'm probably going to go with the Enhanced Force Recovery. But let me look for a second here. Improve stems. The Agile Deflection is actually really useful as well. However, I'm good enough with deflecting the laser bolts that I don't really need to worry about that. This Delayed Thrust is an advanced skill I'm going to hold off on for now. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Enhanced Force Recovery. And that one makes it where when you deal damage, hit a blocking enemy, or kill an enemy, you will get more force than you would usually get back. Okay. So, carrying on. Now that we have Force Push, this same ball that we activated this for, in case you missed that, and pushed it into this socket, is the only one we've got to work with right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shove it down here. I like to turn this guy off because you can see it hinders your movement, and it's no longer necessary now. Alright. Now we're gonna have to fight this Tomb Guardian, which, as you saw, is really pretty trivial. Bang. Get some. Even without the Force Push, this guy's really not a challenge unless you get caught in his heavy attacks, but that's just because he really hurts. He puts the hurting on you. But there we go. 2 pushes and he was done. Down and out. Now right here, you're gonna be tempted to go ahead and shove this in the socket and move on, but you're gonna bypass a collectible if you do so. And so this is what we're gonna do. I'll show you the method. You push it up here, and oh, dadgummit, go in. Alright, now you see this pillar that just raised up. The goal is to get on top of that pillar. Now what you're gonna do is just kind of spam your Force Push button. As long as you're not in combat, you have unlimited Force ability. Alright, now the pillar's down, jump on it. There you go. Now you'll come across a chest right here, and you'll come up, and a Force Echo.
This relic is extremely old, but I get the sense it was part of some type of training ritual for Zepho Force users.
Okay. Now you'll move on, and there's nothing else up here, so just go ahead and hit the ice slide, and it'll bring you right back down to the start of the area. I'm going to go ahead and save, because I think I neglected to do so a second ago. Okay. Now, there's several different ways you can actually accomplish the next step here, but I'm going to take the most straightforward path and go fight this Guardian, because the other way requires a slight bit of backtracking, and it's going to hinder your progress. Now, as far as I know, the Zepho Guardians are the only ones that when you initiate an execution on them, actually fully fill your force meter. But there's... if you use them, save them for like the middle of a fight with a large group of enemies, you can actually kind of use them to cheat your way to some extra force. Now, this little area here, you might not recognize from this perspective, but behind me here, you'll notice that little bridge, and that's actually the bridge that we came, that's right at the bottom of the elevator when you first enter this area. And if you recall, I told you there's an Easter egg you can get, but it's very difficult. You have to jump from up there and be able to grab that. Then once you come in here, there will be, like some low-res images. There's like a Yoda and one of the Ogdos, which is that big frog you fight. But they're not in here because I didn't do the Easter egg, and it's really complicated. So, but that's how you do it, just so you know in case you're curious. Now all you're going to do is you push this ball out the hole. You jump back down here. What you want to do is, see this little channel on the floor here? You push the ball into the channel, and it'll start to take a little trip here. Well, in 1814, I took a little trip with Stonewall Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. Now you come around, hop up here. This ball is going to shoot up and land in this little divot. And there's your socket you want to put it in. If you wait for it to stop moving, it's a little easier because sometimes it'll kind of shoot off at an angle and go back down. Now just kind of shove it up there. Sometimes it takes 2 pushes. There you go. Alright, come on, go in. Thank you. So now this will open right here. Don't get overzealous. Stop right here and scan this wind chime.
I'll check it out.
My friend, this tomb is utterly fascinating.
And now if your memory is good, you'll see that ball up there. You'll remember that we had to use it earlier. And as you see the wind here, you push this wall open. Come up here. And this is the ball that we had to swing on to initially enter this area. You're not going to use that. What you're going to do is now you're going to stand here and look at this wall and shove that sucker into the wall. And the ball falls down. And you do the same thing again, but down here. And it breaks through the wall. Oh boy, it took itself a little trip there, didn't it? Okay. Okay. Alright, now just push it into the channel as well. And you're going to want to come up here on your left. Climb up. Oh, my bad. You gotta get it moving first. It goes kind of slow, but once it gets on its path, it'll do its thing. And you're gonna see what's gonna happen here. It's gonna come around. Oh, there it goes. And it's gonna take a little trip around this curve. Your goal is this socket right here, and shove it into that socket. And now this path is gonna open up, which is gonna bring you back to the elevator. Okay. Now you don't want to go too far just yet, because there's still a couple things ahead that you missed because you didn't have force pull available to you, or push available to you earlier. So what you want to do is you come, take this ball back down. Well, that one might, we'll go ahead and use this one. This part can be a little irritating. You just shove it over here, and you're gonna have to push it a bunch of times to get it up the hill, but just push it back up the hill, back into this socket. You want to raise these guys back up. You'll come back around here. Take the slide again. jump to the rope. So you don't have to go back and watch the first 5 minutes of the video. If you look left right here, that's the ropes that I was telling you have to swing across. And that pillar is a scan point, and there's a chest. I'm not going to go ahead and do that again, but there it is, so for the people that missed it. Okay. Now you'll just follow this path back around. Right here, remember, you jump off to the right. Get ready, there's going to be a couple enemies here. Oh. There's one right there that'll pop up, but you can't avoid him, and I'm going to, so hop up there, jump off to your left, I'll jump off to your right, climb up. Okay. Now there's nothing here, but you can hit that save point again if you want. If you don't know how to break that before you have force push, you just run up and hit this guy with your lightsaber and then roll away from him. It'll break that wall. Now jump down here. You'll come back to this Tomb Guardian, which was the first one that you really kind of have to fight. These things will actually damage him if you shove them at him, but not very much. Oh, missed the second push. Okay. Oh. Alright, dude. Open your chest. Open. Yeah. Little, Total Recall reference there. Okay. Now, this is the reason we backtrack to here. You're gonna push this guy. And I believe this is a Force Echo, but it might be the health one.
Zepho crafted this artifact as an offering to the wind.
And that's your first complete set of 3. Now just come back across here. Come it. It's the second time he's jumped low. Okay. Now I'm not sure if it's the recent update or just that my timing is off. That I am a little rusty. This is the first time I've played in a little while. But I decided to do this streaming, so I went ahead and went all in. But ever since the most recent update, it seems like his climbing abilities have been a little bit flawed. As you probably noticed yesterday, I had some trouble getting him to grab some ledges, and his jumps are a little off. Alright. Now it should be everything. As you can see, Tomb of Aelrim is now explored. 3 of 3 chests, 2 of 2 secrets. Now it's real simple, okay? You don't even have to bother pushing that ball back now, because you can now just come up here, hop up here, and as you see, you can grab the little sides of these pillars, climb up, move on, grab right here. Oh, alright. You're gonna push out this section of the elevator. And now this is the area that I told you that you have to jump from for the Easter egg. If you wait until your character has double jump, it's fairly trivial. It's a matter of getting the right angle on it. But coming back all the way here just to see an Easter egg is not really something I prioritize. Now you just shove this guy down here. And it'll roll down into that socket. And you now have access to the elevator again.
What did you find?
The Zepho went to Kashyyyk. Cordova mentioned someone named Tarful.
A Wookiee chieftain. They were old friends.
Think he's still around?
There's only one way to find out. We have to go to Kashyyyk.
And of course, if you're enjoying this series so far, I would greatly appreciate a subscribe or a follow. I'm sorry there. I choked. I also uploaded my video from yesterday onto YouTube. You can find it under the same name you found me on here, which is Night Stalker 0. And, that video's there for you to rewatch anytime for your pleasure, and this one will be uploaded as well. Now you'll notice that the enemies up here have changed. We now have Imperial soldiers and no more of those god-awful, rams, which are actually called
just
a
opened the
Philic.
way for the Empire.
You don't want to bolt through this area too fast after you get rid of these guys, because there's still a couple things in here to get that you couldn't get before because we didn't have the force push ability. Now these rocket launcher guys will kind of scare you, because as you can see there's 3 of them, well 4. But if you follow this path here, that one in the far distance can't actually shoot you, and this one to the right is no, or left, my bad, is no problem at all. Just boom, nail him with his own rocket.
Keep your distance. Get to cover.
I like to take out the guys that shoot at you as quick as I can. There you go. See, I thinned out the herd fairly quickly.
Don't try to escape me.
Got him. Now it's just me and this guy. You don't have to worry about him, because his rocket will hit that air burst, and it actually won't go through. I'll show you that here. If you look up, he'll reload. Here he goes. He'll shoot at me. And no matter how many times he does that, he doesn't ever figure out it's not going to work. We already saw this chest the last time, but in case you missed, there you go. Oh, that's that jerk.
PT1?
Okay. Now you're going to die, my man. Hurry up and reload. Get wrecked. Alright. If you see right here, push this wall in. Oh. Really? Okay. Now you've got an echo right here to sense.
Getting a strange feeling from this one. Ancients gathered here.
You just want to check
Wonder
this
why.
area, make sure that you got the exploration on it right. Because, this area is kind of weird. You have to literally go pretty much everywhere in it, kind of run around in a circle. Otherwise, you'll have to come back through it later, and, I mean, nobody likes having to come back twice just to run around the map. This place here is the one I usually miss, because I don't think to go up here on my New Game Pluses, but there is, in fact, a chest here that you can get, which it would not be accessible until this point, because those weren't active when we came through the first time. Now, if you'll notice, we're now at 83% complete. You'll come up here, drop down.
Time for a stim.
Go ahead and use that guy, even though there's nothing else to have to fight. I'm going to bypass my save point for now. And you want to come down here. Important to note, unless you want to get stuck on a long path of backtracking, once you get in this area, do not take this ice slide. I'll show you that area later, and there's nothing down there that's necessary for the story. It's just an area that has 3 really convenient shortcuts at a later point in the game.
What is this?
You'll scan your force
Continue
echo here where the little
excavating.
glowy
I want
blue
rare
stuff is.
artifacts, not useless trinkets.
And this you can't activate yet. You have to activate that from the bottom, and that's actually confusing, so I'll tell you now. You have to get on the elevator and ride it up. And then you have to slide back down, and then you can call the elevator from the ground. But you cannot ever actually ride this elevator down. Which I find a little bit inconvenient, but I mean, I guess they did that for some sort of creative reasons. I mean, I'm not EA, so I can't speak on that. Now you'll notice we're still not 100% complete with this area yet, but it's because we haven't been up here. Once you come up here, you push this wall out, you'll come across your first probe droid. But he's really kind of trivial, just, you jerk. You normally shove them into the wall. I just timed that badly. They'll try to kamikaze you, but this one usually gets stuck, and so he's not a very successful attempt on that. Okay. Now, as you see, it's now 100% complete. This yellow area is that ice slide that I told you not to go down. I mean, if you want to go down there right now, have at it. But I mean, you'll wind up having to go there several times. Oops. There we go. Got it. There's this little area here, which there used to be an echo here, but it's gone now. And I can't remember what it was to remember where they like relocated, if they relocated it or what. But it's not there anymore, and I'm telling you there was one there. So you just slide down here now. You're gonna come across a rocket launcher jerk up here. So you kind of want to heal if you need to. I already showed this guy the last time around, but the method to getting past him, there's 2 scaz that pop out. So you kind of run up, run back, let him shoot, and while he's reloading, do your absolute best to get past these guys without getting hit. Unfortunately, I did not succeed at that. Okay. Alright. Got it. Alright. Now, since I'm playing on Grandmaster, I'm going to modify the order that I usually buy my skills in. Because the damage they're dealing is just getting a little ridiculous here. So, we're going to go ahead and hop on the skill tree. And I'm going to hold off on my next intended one. And I'm going to go ahead and do this enhanced survival skills. Because at this point, the scaz taking my health down to that after 1 hit, or 2 hits is just ridiculous. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do, you'll remember this is the way we originally came, and we had to take that long, drawn-out path to get up there. We're gonna come back this way.
Enemy located above us. He's dead.
And we'll deal with these guys. And we're going to acquire our first upgrade for PT1, which is...
Stay on you.
Good night. Alright. Right up here. You push this wall in.
Whew. Wasn't expecting this.
Now, one thing I'll also point out
I thought there'd be Zepho stuff inside.
is in this area, initially, before the most recent update, if you were playing with headphones in, Cal used to do the most high-pitched, hardcore whistle there, which is actually reflected on the subtitles. It says that he whistles. And I'm talking, was ear-splitting. And I'm so glad that they changed that, because now he just says, woo! But you'll acquire your scomp link right here.
You're right, I think I could replace yours with this.
At this point, if you don't want to explore this area, you can just turn around and leave. But there's a couple items up top here, and so we'll go ahead and follow that path. And plus, it is a minor tutorial on how to actually use the scomp link, even though the game shows you. Hop across. And you'll have to slice this one as well. And that's going to activate that guy right there and this wall. Okay. Hop across. And I'm sure you've already guessed, we're going to have to slow this thing down, jump in it, make sure you run. And now you get this guy. Oops. Have a nice fall, buddy. Oh, well. Okay, that works too. Walk off this ledge, And there's a chest here for you. Which I also, last night when I rewatched my previous stream, I realized that I skipped 2 chests that were like straight up obvious. So on our way back through, we will pass through that area again. And so I'm going to show those in case, you know, somebody just happens to miss those. But they are like right there in your face, so they're kind of hard to miss. But since I'm playing on New Game Plus, I don't have to actually open the chests or anything, and so sometimes I'll admit I do this all off memory. And so sometimes my memory, you know, isn't as good as it used to be. I am 30 years old now. Oh, he would do the double bite that time. Are you kidding? Got him. Okay. Alright. Now you'll hit these air ruffs, or gust things, and it's going to take you to a higher level of this area. You'll notice that's the ice slide we came down, and that's the spot where I quite embarrassingly got killed by the rocket launcher guy that's up there. Apparently he was Quick Draw McGraw that day. Now take the one on the right first, and then take the one on the left, because it's a little longer. Then you'll want to turn around right here. You'll see this ledge. And you'll come up. And this will be the second echo that's involved in the one that I told you earlier. That at a later point in the game will actually unlock a conversation with a woman you'll run into. That's her name, Mariana, as you saw in the subtitles.
I should tend to these wounds.
I don't know, I had to turn down the gameplay as well, because there were certain sections where I noticed that you couldn't really hear me talking too well. I hope that's better today. If not, be sure to let me know, and I'll adjust that even more. This dude shot me again. Okay, just run past him, because he's obviously a little asshole. Avoid him as best you can. What you're gonna do from here is come up here. Really? Okay. Alright, well, while he's reloading, I'm gonna use that opportunity to close the gap on him. Hope he misses. Thank God he did. Goodbye. Alright. Come on. And now, if you go this way, you can't actually backtrack. You have to take this door. You'll come through here. Real easy, straightforward. There was an echo there if you missed that. Come around. Wall run. Now, if you're not paying attention, it's real easy to just keep on heading that way and then get lost. But it's right there. You turn left. And this is the area where I actually skipped a couple chests yesterday. And so I'll show those guys on my way back through. Which I normally take the shorter route. But because I skipped those chests, I'll take the longer route around. But for posterity purposes, I'll show you where the shorter route is as well. Okay, get rid of this guy. In case you forgot from yesterday, I told you make a mental note. You can come back and open this chest now that you have your scomp link. We'll now go back around here. Hop on these vines, or whatever you want to call this stuff. Hop up here, get rid of these morons, who obviously have the worst hearing in the Empire. Didn't hear me climb that wall or kill both their buddies. Now, this is the first chest that I skipped, and I mean, as you can see, it's right there. Okay. The second one, you're gonna come down here, run your way around. You can normally just jump off that edge right there and land over there and go to that door, and that will backtrack you to the ship. Oh, well, dadgum, there's the chest right there. Okay. Alright. So, there's nothing else over here, unless you want to kill the enemies, you know. When I play my normal playthroughs, I get enjoyment out of killing the enemies, so that's... I go out of my way to make sure I get them all. And, you know, the Empire, they're the equivalent of space Nazis, so... I'm sure a lot of people justify that as a good reason to wantonly slaughter them all. Alright. You'll want to open this up for later on your return trip. You have to hit it twice, otherwise, while it's still lit up blue, it won't actually let you use it. Now you come over here. Same thing you did earlier, only instead of going across, you're going to get this chest, in case you missed it. That's the other one that I didn't show you. Now we're going to come back through this way. You're definitely going to want to save right here, because you're about to come up on your, like, little... I don't know if you would consider it a boss fight or a mini-boss, but... Now from here, what I'm going to do, check my abilities out, delay thrust, agile deflection, improved dash, powered slow. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my force, but if you're not real good with the parry, especially if you're playing on Grandmaster, for this section, just because of what you're about to have to fight, I would recommend getting the agile deflection. But because I'm confident with parrying, I'm going to go ahead and increase my force ability, because that's also incredibly useful against this enemy, and you'll see why when I fight him. Oh. I didn't rest there, did I? Okay, wrong button. I apologize, I'm still working on getting seamless with this, but I like to think that I have already done better since yesterday. Little bit of improvement, baby steps. You'll now get a radio conversation at some point here. Or, well, apparently not. Normally they tell you have to hurry because they're under attack. Now this guy here, you just want to watch his rockets, and when he throws those things out, you can force push them at him, but your main goal is going to be to deflect his blaster back at him. Watch out for those, they actually do have a pretty good explosive range on them. This guy already is nailing the crap out of me, come on. Avoid the rocket.
I need help.
There you go. If you deflect his blasters back at him, he'll get stunned for a second, seize that opportunity to go open up on his legs, but do not hang out too long. What the heck? I don't know why it's not throwing the little balls back at him that normally does. Okay, run for those.
Help! Stim!
Go ahead and heal while you can. Alright, he's stunned again. My dash attack. Close the distance. Got him. Oh, he got me too. Well. I hope he's not dead because he just stole all my experience. If that's the case. It's whatever. You get more than enough, though, to buy all the upgrades in this game before the end. Unless you totally just bypass enemies left and right. Okay. Move up. Maybe I'll get lucky and the pilot will have my experience. But I doubt it. Oh, it's back. Okay. Do I have to completely fight it again? If you catch that rocket right, you can throw it back at him, as you just saw. But like I said, the easiest method is just run around him, avoid his little bombs, and hit him with his own beams. Close the distance on him. Hit him a couple times. Get away from those. Come on. Alright. That stupid boxes. Yes, you can move the boxes, but those are not what I'm trying to get right now. I'm starting to get frustrated. Okay. There you go. See, I threw the little balls at him. That hit him too. Basically, all his attacks are just... You gotta use his attacks against him. Roll away from the missile, because I don't have any force. Thank you for wasting my stem. There we go. Now this gets incredibly more convenient later in the game, once you unlock the ability for your stems to actually restore your force abilities as well. There we go. He's down, but he's not out just yet, because his pilot's going to crawl out. And we're going to get rid of him. Now, oh, there's my experience. At least the game was nice enough to give me that back. You always want to keep an eye out for those. If an enemy kills you, or you fall off a ledge and die, your experience will be near the edge you fell off. You just look for the little gold light. Okay. At this point, we're going to recap. I'll show you. The hangar, you pretty much get full exploration for easily. We have 100% in the abandoned village. A turbine facility's covered. So is the Gusty Bluffs. You'll come around. At this point, you'll reach the Weathered Monument. There's still something there that we have to get, apparently. Let me think. What's this? Door. Okay, well, we'll get that on the next return trip. Oh,
nice work out there, kid.
I know what that is. Okay, we don't need to go there right now anyways.
Just tell me that this visit wasn't for nothing.
I found the tomb of a Zepho sage. They definitely used the Force.
An advanced civilization of Force wielders who mysteriously vanished. No wonder Master Cordova became so obsessed with them. What else did you find?
Before they disappeared, the Zepho journeyed to the planet Kashyyyk.
Oh.
Cordova had a Wookiee friend named Tarful. Maybe we can find him.
Sheik, look, things are really bad down there. The Empire's muscling in on those Wookiees big time.
Then we better get ready for a fight.
I think this lifestyle suits you.
Now, I will tell you
Fighting
that it
that
is
walker seems to have
possible
made you more
that the
confident.
planets will reflect that they've been 100% explored,
How are you holding
and
up?
there are actually
Well, with
things
the
on
Force?
them that you've
Yes,
missed.
with the Force.
The
I
Force
know you said it
echoes and
could
stuff
be overwhelming.
I haven't gotten myself killed
don't
yet.
count, well, the databank
Rather not talk
scans
about
don't count towards your
Yeah, well,
exploration of the
I
planet.
understand.
And some of the Force echoes don't.
More than you realize.
This will become more apparent on
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
Dathomir. There's a couple that I miss pretty regularly,
When
but
the Purge started, and
I actually did a practice playthrough
home
before
troops
this
turned
one on a
against
lower
us, my Padawan
difficulty
and I
to
took several younglings and we
make
went
sure
into
I
hiding.
remembered where everything was,
We
and
didn't
I
last
found all
long.
those things. And so this time,
Imperial
hopefully, we'll get
Patrol
them all
was
on our
about to
first
discover our
go.
location,
Because if
so
we miss them, it's kind of a
they
pain in
tried
the
to
butt to
lure
go
me
back
away
for them.
from my Padawan Trilla. She stayed behind with the younglings, but they caught me, and they tortured me.
Unfortunately,
about the
we can't
others
skip
and
cutscenes.
How many were left? But
Otherwise,
mostly
I
they
could
wanted
really
to
cut
know
these
about
videos down and get a whole lot more done, but
Cordova.
the cutscenes are not
And where he
skippable,
went,
no
she
matter
escaped.
on New Game Plus or not.
It was a prison riot. I saw my opportunity and I took it. But they
New
almost
prime
broke me.
loot. Let's see.
And I am not the same as I was, Cal.
Your Padawan. Did she survive?
No.
There it is.
But that's why we can't give up. We can't let the sacrifice of those closest to us be for nothing.
Okay. Alright. So now that we have control of our character again, we are going to... I'm not going to bother with the conversations. If you so choose to take the time to have those, feel free. But all those conversations are going to do is eat into my playtime and limit how much I can show you guys in one go. And while I don't mind making multiple parts to this because I know it's going to take a
Cordova
few,
had supplies hidden all over Bogano.
I want to get as much covered in each section as I can. Now, as you'll see, our next destination is Kashyyyk, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop to Bogano first, and that way we can go ahead and get our double-bladed lightsaber, and I'll cover the next round of collectibles there that can be obtained at this point with Force Push alone.
Former master, Eno Cordova.
Which isn't very many, but there's a couple we can go ahead and get now,
You two must have
and so
spent
we'll do
a lot
so.
of time together alone on that planet. He must have left right after you were activated. Do you remember the last thing Cordova said to you?
Good luck, Jedi. May the Force be with you.
The log left for Cal. Nothing else?
Okay.
Sit down, kid. It's time to land.
Okay.
You're making good progress, Cal.
As soon as you walk out, she's gonna kind of lock you into a little minor conversation. And now this is gonna be our first spot we want to stop at. You're gonna come down here. And this part can be a little tricky. I can normally do it in one try, so I'm gonna hope that I can pull that
the
off.
same kind of sphere and socket from Zepho. What do you think it
First
does?
thing you want to do, push this open, interact with this little dude.
We'll find you.
And now you've got yourself a creepy little space pug that's gonna, you know, lurk around your ship. Okay. Now this thing here, the goal, as you can see, there's a socket right there. And you've got this little ramp. What we're going for is that gold chest. What you want to do is you stand right here and push this guy. Once it gets about right there, hit it with force slow. And you'll come over here and now shove it up and it would roll off. Okay. It's okay, it'll come back around. It does occasionally get stuck back there, but you can normally leave and come back and it'll be in the right place again. Or if you push it enough, it'll eventually work its way around. You want to let it stop moving before you push it again. Now, okay. Push it and slow it. Come up and oh, come on. Now give it a push and it should roll all the way around. Really, man? Come on. Keep it in the right spot. Ugh. This one here will take you a few tries. As far as I know, this is the only method to accomplish this. So, I mean, some people don't use force slow, I imagine, and are good enough to do it, but I slow it and then I push it, and I've gotten this thing at least 14 times now. I'll let the ball quit moving completely. I think that's part of why I'm messing up now. Getting in a rush. Alright, just give it a little push again. Stop it right there. Run around and push it. You're gonna eat into my freaking playtime here. Now, there are some other ways to kind of cheat it in, but those can be unreliable, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to do that and hope it works. There we go. This might work. Get right there. Give her a little push. Alright, in the socket it goes. Now the door's open. And you come over here.
Never thought I'd be so happy to see a crate.
And at this point, this is as
Fixed.
many stems as
Thank
you
you,
can
BD.
have. I'm getting them in the order that they're attainable, and I'm getting all of them, one after the other. I'm not skipping anything like that. If you have it right now, this is as many as you can have. Now, if you so choose, you can push that out and close the door, but there's no reason to. Now the landing pad. Oh yeah. You actually have to walk in this room back here. If you don't walk in here, the landing pad will be stuck at 75%. As you see, now it's 100% explored. Which I honestly feel like the developers did that just to irritate people. It's so dumb that you have to go back into such a small area for something so minuscule. Of course, since we haven't saved since we left Zeppo, we will go ahead and do so now. And we'll leave. Now what you're going to want to do is come up here. I already showed several chests that can only be opened with the scomp link in this area. And those are included in the first portion of this guide. If we happen to pass a couple, I'll make sure to iterate that to you. But before that point, we're just going to travel around here. Come along this way. You'll hit this area here. Alrighty then. And this area is where we're going to be coming out at, same as we did the last time. That stupid grass at you, so sometimes you cut it, most of the time you just kind of run around it. We're going to come back through here. Pop up. Alright. Let's see. Go ahead and hop up here. Well. There we go. And now, on your second trip back, you can now scan the third collectible in this room, which is the final collectible in this room. You'll hop up here. Now come back over here. And you can now scan this pile of garbage.
My friend, entering the vault gave me a premonition just as it did for the Zephyr.
Which I don't see why the pile of garbage provides a databank entry about the vault, but whatever. Alright. Now there's nothing up here. Run across. Take your zip line. Now we're not gonna go that way. We're gonna go this way again. Make sure you take him out. Stupid grass, man. Really. chest right there. Alright, now you're gonna zip line back down here, and our goal point is gonna be right there on the right. If you're quick, you can beat this Bogdo to killing this guy, and there you go. Hit me. Ooh, okay. Now you're gonna want to take these guys out. Watch this one, he'll ram you. Just like that. If you circle around them, they swing real slow. That's normally the easiest way to avoid getting hit by them. But they have a really awkward timing on their parry. Okay. Push the thing. There we go. And here's another chest that can only be activated with the Scomp link. In case you forgot, there's also one at the very top of that tower. You're going to want to take that elevator right there and climb up. Just follow the path around, you'll find it. Go to the top, and there's one up there that you can interact with. I'll actually show it to you because we do need to go right here. You're going to run down this mudslide and catch this rope. Pop up here.
Toss me a stim, BD1.
Be careful, because there are several enemies in here, and there's an upgraded version of the bog rat. He's red instead of that, like, off-white color. You'll know when you see him.
Incredibly old.
And he's a little, he's just a little tougher to get. Here he comes. Oh, well, it's these guys. There he is, right there. Got him. Now we're gonna go back right here. I'm sure you noticed I passed this. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I guess I did get that one. Now you have this guy here, which that's also a Zepho skull, which as you can see is roughly, you know, aside from the big alien-esque type thing on the back of it, it's not much bigger than a human skull. They'd probably, based off that, be maybe 7 or 8 feet tall. But there seems to be a major inconsistency, like EA or whoever came up with the concept of the Zepho wasn't quite sure what they wanted the Zepho to look like. Now you just hop down, take the rope, the mudslide around, grab your vines here, which I almost missed. You'll come up. And you'll notice that you're going to come up in front of this guy that you normally kill when you come off this rope. They're all still dead because I killed them already. And you simply circle back around. And come back across this bridge. And now instead, we're going to go in there. And what you'll do is you'll jump down here. You'll just come across, because you don't have the ability to go underwater yet. You'll climb up. Come around. When you get up here, you're going to want to turn right here and take this door.
Need to slice this door.
That you can now slice open. Come in here. Now there's several collectibles in here. There's 3 of them. This one here is Cordova's repair kit, which will also award you Master Cordova's
someone
hilt.
Would pick up his trail, but left BD1 to guide them.
Which, well, they call it his hilt, but when you once you actually unlock it, I believe it's actually his switch. You're gonna scan this little area here.
I flew with all haste to Coruscant.
Then immediately cross straight across the room,
to the council.
and you'll see this little wrecked up droid. You can scan him.
I'll check it out.
BD1 normally does a pretty good job at spotting both of these if you just walk right up the middle of the room. And now you interact with this workbench here, and you will get the double-bladed sabers.
This hilt belonged to Cordova. Feels weird to say about someone I've never met, but it's kind of comforting. I agree. This place is special. I need this hilt to mine. I want to keep a piece of him with us.
Okay. Tells you how to do that. Now, if you want to use your single-bladed saber, you push left on your D-pad. If you want to use the double, you press right on the D-pad. Throw it! Now, the double-bladed saber deals less damage than the single-bladed saber, but it is faster, as you noticed, and it's excellent for crowd control. So when you're in a large group of enemies, I highly recommend making the switch. But you'll notice that I tend to favor the single-bladed saber most of the time. Okay. Once you leave the room, of course, just come up and around. You'll open this door here. And you're now back out in here. At this point, you're most of the way explored of the abandoned workshop, but you will have to come back to that later. Now we're just going to hop across here. I'm going to save our game. Let's see. And you'll notice that now that you have the double-bladed saber, there's a couple additional skills available. You now have the delay combo. And once you purchase that, you'll actually unlock another one that is the double-bladed option for the delayed combo. At this point, I'm going to forego a upgrade. Because I don't really want any of these. This mass push is useful, but I don't want that right now. Let's see. You know what? I lied. I'm gonna go ahead and take this delay thrust. But next, I'm going to save. That way I have more than one skill point available. Because once we unlock the next skill tree, all the skills are gonna cost 2 points or more. And there's a couple that cost 3 points that you're gonna really want to hang on to. Now, if we go this way, as I mentioned earlier, we can fight the Ogdo Bogdo. But we're going to go ahead and do that. But I'm going to show you the method I like to use, which I have defeated him through both ways, multiple times. But this way just kind of saves you a little time on it. And, I mean, it gives you a good heavy hit on him right at the start of the fight. You just run over to not this hole, but this one here, and you'll look down, you'll see him in there. What you want to do, once you get down there, be ready to move, but hop down, nail him, get away. Okay? And here he comes. Same concept as the other ones, just as you notice, he's got a lot more health. Nail him, parry, 2, 3, boom. I hope somebody's counting this, because I think this is a new record for me. Come on, big guy. What you got? Roll just before he launches. And my record is 28 seconds. If somebody counted that, please tell me if I beat it. I'll have to go back and check. But I think I just beat my record. And this is Grandmaster. Just to prove that, because this will be getting posted on Reddit. Grandmaster. Yes. Now you'll hit this echo here.
Is it trying to defend its family?
And now you have a life increase as well. You also have a Scomplink box, which if you recognize, it's green. That that's right here, and this one I know for a fact will yield you the ugly Pepto-Bismol pink poncho. It is called Sumi, which really somebody should sue them for making that disgusting looking poncho. For reference, it's this guy here, and it is ugly as all get out. It literally looks like he took a white poncho and dipped it in Pepto. We'll just jig through here, backtrack. You can't get over there yet, so don't even worry about it. We're gonna roll around this way. Hop to this pipe. Okay. Now from here we'll meditate and go ahead and head to Kashyyyk. Oh. Sorry. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, so now we'll come around here, take the same path down as we did before, where this zip line indexes into this wall run, jump up here, climb across. At this point, you shouldn't have anything except for the landing pad 100% explored, so you can't really look at your map here and judge whether or not you missed anything.
Good progress, Cal. I'm glad
now you do get an optional conversation with her here where you do get to make a choice in the conversation.
Are you sure you're up to it?
But as far as I know, it's only dialogue based. It has no concept on the story.
I'll be okay. It's better than hiding on Braca.
I've been to many different planets in the galaxy searching for, well, you. Unless we stop the Empire, we'll all be gone. Hidden or not.
I'm ready.
Good.
But literally the only difference is what Cal says to him, and she'll say something slightly different back. I've done both options multiple times, and I've never noticed any recognizable difference. Now, because I like to kind of match my guy to the planets, I'm going to pop on my ponchos. I favor this free Kashyyyk one, but the Commando is also a pretty good option. And I'm going to go with the Pathfinder outfit. Alright. That's why I like the free Kashyyyk, because you get this little bird insignia on the back, and once we go through Kashyyyk for the second time, you'll see where that comes from. As you can see, we're already 83% done with Bogano. And Zepho, we've already found more than half the chests. Well, a little less than half of the chests. Now we'll go to Kashyyyk. And this one here, I will admit, is a little bit frustrating because you do have to come back a second time. There are a lot of collectibles in the first area, which you're really not...
I've always liked
it's not necessary to go back through for the second half of it, and so they're real easy to miss.
I admire.
And if you notice them on the first playthrough and you don't realize that you need a different ability to be able to get them, you'll sit there and drive yourself nuts trying to figure out how to get them.
It was breathtaking.
I'll show you one specifically that gave me a lot of trouble.
Hey, kid, sit down. We're here.
I tried to get it endlessly until I finally figured out that I needed something else to get it. And now in the cutscenes, I love the detail that they actually changed the outfit to match what I'm wearing.
Hey, Grease.
Yeah.
Keep your power signature low and act like we belong.
There's only a couple cutscenes in the game where the outfit doesn't change.
I don't need another
But
set
I
of
believe
hands.
they actually
Please
fixed that
keep
with
your
the
eye on
recent
scanner.
update.
Please.
All right.
All right.
I don't see anything.
You're preoccupied with something on the ground. We're clear.
And we're at 20 minutes over an hour, so we're not doing too bad. I ought to be able to make it through this first go, and we'll at least make it back to Zepho. Depending on how quick we can get this done, I will attempt to make it to the second tomb on Zepho today, because that would allow me to start my second talking point to expand on my first one from yesterday. If you missed that video, I would really appreciate if you'd go back and watch that, because that was one of my main goals for these. But you're more than welcome to watch the videos in whatever order you choose.
Guerrilla fighters. Wookiees and
You know,
all
if
folders
you're
ambushing
already
the Imperial
halfway through
convoy.
the game and you're just
Walker's
now
approaching
discovering
their position.
these
Alpha could be with
the
them.
videos,
Alpha could
then
be anywhere.
of course
Like
watch
deep
the
in
ones
the
that you
ground, like
need
we're
to
gonna
help
be
you with
if
what
we
you
get
need,
caught
and
up
then
in
go
that
back and
battle
watch the
down
rest for
there.
the
We
extra
don't have any
stuff.
other options, and they'll die without our help.
So what's your plan?
Sabotage. We used to scrap walkers on Braca. I'll just jack one.
Get a load of the kid. He thinks we're back in the Clone Wars.
Captain, get us near those walkers.
Wait, what?
Listen, those walkers double as troop transport, so once you get inside, be careful.
For no freeze breeze to work his magic.
Hey, do me a favor. Stay alive down there.
I'll add it to the plan.
All right, if you're jumping, you better do it now, kid.
You ready for a swim, BD?
I love how BD1 is able to float and swim, despite being made of metal
You ready to do
and
this?
not having the proper appendages for swimming. I suppose the bottom of him is kind of boat-shaped, but I don't believe it's boat-shaped enough for him to actually float. But whatever. Now this part here, there's nothing to discover, nothing to miss, and as far as I know, it doesn't even count towards your map completion. You just swim straight towards this AT-AT. Don't go for the other ones, because this one will see you and it will shoot you. And it's a one-shot kill. No matter what difficulty you're on, you're done. And he never misses. This part might seem intimidating, but I assure you it's just follow the path and it's straight through. Wait for him to take a step, swim up and climb up here. Just climb up his leg. When you get here, you're gonna go to your left and jump to all this stuff that's hanging off his belly, which I get that these guys have probably been on Kashyyyk a while, but you'd think the Empire would maintain their equipment a little better and not allow plants to grow on it. Now you jump to the right here and just follow them across. There's gonna be a little laser beams that are gonna hit, but they don't ever hit you, so don't sweat them. Keep moving. You're gonna jump down to this guy's little beard, which I find hilarious.
Yes, we keep going.
Come across. You're gonna make one more jump right here to the right. You want to make sure you go all the way to the top of that set of vines that I just jumped from, because if you don't, you'll miss this jump. Now, here comes some more laser beams. They're not going to hurt you. Just keep going. Pop in this hole. And right here, you just want to go in where the speeder bike is. I really got super excited. I thought I was going to get to fly this thing, but no, you just climb past it. come down in this little shaft.
There's no pulse. Your turn to report fatalities. This is L97240 reporting in. We've got confirmed casualties.
Alright, hop up. This is a tight space, so avoid letting guys get behind you if you can.
Come on, coward!
Take them out quick and systematic, and you'll make it through no problem.
I can't do this by myself.
Okay?
Take this. Just stand still.
You're gonna regret hitting me, buddy. And that right there was the delayed thrust. The way you do that is instead of spamming your X button, I guess they did that to discourage button mashing. You just press X and then press X again with kind of a little pause in it. There we go. Sometimes it can be difficult to actually get them to do it. Now you open this door here,
Reading a new ship on scanners.
and you'll initiate like kind of sort of an interactable cutscene, I guess. Which is actually one of my major criticisms on this game. Up until this point, this game is really, really good, but I've always thought that this part was so, you know, plucky and stupid, because A, these guys have helmets on, and B, just the look on your face when he does it and everything. It's like you can tell they added it in for comedy, but it just didn't fit in the game for me.
What's happening over there? You're in violation of Imperial Protocol
Shut that guy up.
207.
Like, there's no way banging those guys' heads together like that would have knocked them out. Especially not with helmets on.
Let's do this.
Without helmets on, you'd have to smack them dudes together pretty hard for that.
That's the blasters.
Don't be afraid of this guy, just shoot the holy shit out of him, you'll win. The way I do it is I hold my right trigger and I spam my left trigger, and you can alternate between these little beams and the big ones. Just keep walking forward here, and you're gonna meet a character you should recognize from some of the Star Wars films. There you go.
Hey! Who are you?
You want to shoot these things
Someone
to help
just
out
brought
the
an axe
rebels?
to the table. Who are you?
Someone making the Empire angry. We're advancing on an imp landing pad up ahead. With my fire support.
Copy that.
Now
Let's
you
make
just
him
keep
even
moving
angrier.
up. Take out all these little turrets. Get rid of him. He goes down pretty easy. Mine's bigger. You should recognize that thing there from one of the more recent episodes of The Mandalorian. The one where they discover the Imperial laboratory. They make their great escape in one of those. You can blow this up, but I like to just walk through it. It makes me feel, you know, like a badass.
Took out the bridge.
Come through here and have at these guys. Give them the what for. These barrels are explosive. They have some sort of sap in them. You're gonna want to destroy these TIE fighters. And after you accomplish a certain amount of destruction, this ship will start flying, and you gotta pound him out. Same concept, hold down the right trigger, spam the left trigger. When your big gun overheats, your little ones will take over till it recharges. Eventually this guy will crash. You can die here, so I mean, you gotta kind of have a sense of urgency, but you really can't do anything other than sit here.
Hold on!
Ship crashes into you.
Brace yourself, BD!
And down you go. Now, so far, this is the only section using my current settings that I have any issues with the performance of the game, which I'm sure you'll see once this cutscene initiates, because it likes to lag on me.
Yeah, I'm okay. You all right? No, we are not doing that again.
You just wrecked a perfectly good walker. Got a name?
Cal Kestis.
Saw Gerrera.
And there it goes.
What are you doing on Kashyyyk?
Looking for
I don't
somebody.
know why this
What are you
cutscene
doing here?
lags. It's
My
the only
companions
one
and I
that
came
does
to
it for
Kashyyyk
me,
to
but
disrupt
it's
Imperial
lagged
supply lines.
every time I've played the game.
Hey! So.
Oh,
who are
one
you
thing
looking
that
for?
I missed out on
Looking
saying
chieftain
on
named
my
Tarful.
first part of the series was
Tarful is
that
impossible to find.
when
There's
you're
a
on
reason he's evaded the
Braca
Empire for this long.
and you first
He's
get
a
on the
freedom fighter?
ship with Grease and
He's
Seer,
the freedom fighter.
the
A symbol of the
section
Wookiee
where
resistance.
the second sister
Striking at the
jumps
Empire
on the
from
front of the
shadow ways.
cockpit and is attempting to crash the
Grease?
ship by using the
This is
force
Saul.
to turn the steering
How you
wheel.
doing?
What do you want
That
with
just kind of
Tarful?
goes to show how psychotic
Jedi
and
business.
brainwashed the
Jedi,
Inquisitors
yeah.
are.
Not all of them.
Because if she had successfully crashed the ship, even
they're
though
all
she would have
corpse.
succeeded in killing Cal and Seer,
Give it to me.
she also more than likely would have killed herself.
This pad
But I
supports an
guarantee you
Imperial
she didn't
refinery
even
that
think
runs on
about
Wookiee
that
slave
because
labor.
all she's
Intel
thinking
suggests
about
that some of the captains there
is
are guerrilla
pleasing
fighters.
the
I should
Empire
help
and
them.
the Grand Inquisitor.
One of them might know how to contact Tarful.
Which, if you've seen the Clone
Whoa,
Wars
wait a minute, hold on,
series,
wait a minute. The
and
Mantis works wonders. I mean, it's a great
well, not
ship,
the Clone
excellent
Wars
pilot,
series, Star Wars
but
Rebels,
It is not built
you'll know
for
who that
close
is.
support.
He's also
We'll
in
stay
a few
here
of
and
the
monitor
comics.
Imperial transmissions. With a bit of luck, we'll intercept any distress calls.
Appreciate it. My lieutenants and I will scout ahead to prepare the attack. Join us when you're ready. Go, go.
Okay. Alright. Now, before you get super ahead of yourself here, you're gonna want to run around. Of course, you'll take your trip this way around this area. Otherwise, you won't get your BD1 maps, and if you're trying to go for the achievements, you know that you have to have all the maps completed. This is your first chest of Kashyyyk right here. You just run straight back. As you can see, there's the landing pad and the Mantis. It's pretty much just a little off to the left of the steps if you're facing this way. You'll come through here, run around here, and there's this chest here which you have to slice with BD1. Now there's a little hidden interaction right here that you're about to see. I actually didn't find this till like my third playthrough.
I'm fine. Phew. I'm fine.
You just stand here and wait.
Maybe a little bruised, but it's not so bad.
Don't scare me like that. I need you around.
Let's keep looking. There must be something useful in this heap.
And now BD1 will go over there and you get the option to scan this.
Hey, thanks. Says there's nothing here.
You know binary? You never told me that.
Just the basics I picked up in school.
Thank you much, little one. We'll wait for Saw's signal.
Okay, and that doesn't actually count for completion or anything, but it's just a little fun interaction. It's kind of plucky and cool, but remember I said that you have those 2 force echoes on Zepho that you get a hidden conversation. If you've found those, well, that's where you will find that.
Things are even
And what
worse
you'll do
here
is
than
you'll
on
walk over
Zepho.
here and talk to Mariana.
Did you say Zepho?
I used to live there before the Empire came. Do you know it?
Yeah, I've been. It's
Now,
horrible
this
what
is
happened.
not the hidden
able
conversation.
to fight back.
This
But
happens
here,
no matter
with the
what
Wookiees,
because she
we have a
mentions
chance.
Zepho and you've been there.
Thank you for standing with us.
But if you have the Force Echoes, then you can now talk to her, and he'll tell her this.
Force showed me something on Zepho. Memories of someone named Ostar.
My partner. He distracted the stormtroopers so I could escape with our daughter. He was always impulsive. Is he...
Yeah. I found his body.
Part of me wanted to believe he escaped.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. I'm glad I know the truth.
Okay.
We can't allow the Empire to destroy more worlds.
Cool. Okay. And now immediately turn to your right
Okay,
here,
I'll look.
and you'll scan this Gonk droid.
What'd you find?
And that's the last thing in this area to find. Now you'll walk over here,
Anything goes wrong
and you
with this
have to
plan,
have
we're
this
finished.
conversation.
Mari's mapped out the nearest garrisons. The Empire won't have time to send reinforcements. We'll be okay.
If we can do it quick.
Saw's seen us through worse.
I've got nothing but respect for that man, but this isn't a forest skirmish. I hope we're ready.
Okay. Now move on. And this will be the first, well, I don't know if this counts. Let's see. Okay, this still counts as the cargo pad. So this is the final scan for this area. You'll scan these rifles.
Nice job.
You can't go this way yet, but just keep a mental note of it being there. What you'll do is you'll come through here.
At the other end of this trench.
Nothing here. Keep moving. And don't go across here just yet. Wonder, can you scan this guy right here? Oh, okay. Well, you can scan him later, but I thought maybe I might have found something new. You're gonna cut your way through here first. And you're gonna come in here.
Looks like a technician's
Now,
bench.
if you look down here, you'll notice some webbing on the ground. And some eggs over there on the wall. No matter where you look, he's not in here. But once you jump down here, you're gonna encounter a new enemy. And it's gonna trigger something. You can roll it to avoid that. But it's sometimes difficult. Watch out for his pounce, because then you'll have to do a QTE. But what you want to do is parry him when he does that. And you, boom, take him out like a gangster. Okay, now you can scan him, and this is the Wishik. Or it might be Wyshuk. I don't know how you would pronounce that, but I call him a Wishik. Now you're gonna get your second upgrade for BD1 right here at
How
this
much current can you
workbench.
conduct? Well, with this transformer, I bet you can short-circuit Imperial tech.
Okay. Now you'll come up here, climb this wall. If you notice, behind me, there's another Force Echo. That one's, I believe, a life essence, but you can't get to that yet. You'll have to come back later for it.
Let's try it.
So you're gonna now charge this thing, this wire, I suppose. When it gets in front of you, stop the charge, and you come across. Come through here. Now you'll wall run across. You're gonna charge this thing. Make sure that you stop it, because I've left it running before and just ran across it while it was running using force slow. And when I came back, it wasn't running anymore, and it wasn't facing the proper direction for me to run across it. And there's no way to get BD1 back over here, and you have to do some fancy maneuvers to get across. Which you're not going to be capable of doing until your second come through here. That over there is not interactable. And here's your second new enemy of this area, which will also be the second enemy of this area. These guys are easy, they're a nuisance, but they can get you if you're not careful.
Thanks, BD1.
We have the Flame Beetle. Jump, swing, you know, by now you should be relatively familiar with that. You're gonna want to run across these walls, climb up here, and initiate your cutscene.
Imperial Sap Refinery lies dead ahead.
Which I think it's funny that nobody has seen a Jedi in half a decade at this point.
To expand production.
And nobody seems super shocked to have a Jedi just randomly show up.
Stop them.
That's the plan. We don't know their end game, but they spread themselves too thin.
And they're already just like, okay, let's just exploit this guy since he's here.
Here you go, bud.
These refineries double as brutal prison camps. We use those cutters to create a distraction, while you take your lightsaber and free the Wookiees inside. We need their help to stop the Empire.
Understood.
Watch yourself in there.
Now this area that they're going to is actually possible to get to using the ever-famous flying glitch, and you can go explore it later, which is right down there on the left. But there's nothing down there, other than just if you want to go over there and take a look around. The first thing you're going to want to do is turn around and jump back down here. And you scan this dead stormtrooper. Well, get the echo off of him.
Dead trooper. I saw I got him. He's more ruthless than I realized.
And you'll see that at this point, Saw's not quite as crazy as he was during Rogue One. But he's not as virtuous as he was during the Clone Wars. He's kind of starting to get to that point where he's desperate and he's willing to do anything. And you just come through, push the wall open, which you'd think people would think's a little more fantastic than that, but nobody seemed to care. Come through here. Alright. Gonna hop down here. There's nothing to find yet, so just keep moving. Shove this down. And instead of rushing into this fight up here, you're gonna want to take a right here and cut these vines. You'll catch an echo.
Maybe. Think we should call it in? Will that be a breach of protocol?
Now, if you go this way, you can kind of come out behind them, but it's not as sneaky as you would think it would be, and they'll almost guaranteed get a couple shots on you. I recommend switching to your double-bladed saber. And now, pop out right here, big swing, take this guy out.
You and me now, Jedi. Hold still.
And you notice I dropped almost everybody in one go. He's the only one that lived, and that's because he threw a grenade at me and I had to roll from. Okay. You're going to find a new... Well, it counts as an enemy for the Empire when you open this door. But all it is the R2 series droid. And he never attacks you or nothing. But he will set off an alarm if you don't destroy him. So I recommend going ahead and doing so. Which, I don't think the alarm actually makes a difference if he sets it off, but it gets a little annoying listening to it. Asshole. Okay. Now, there's gonna be a dude hiding in the corner on the right that'll cheap shot you. And so, watch out for him. What I like to do is whip around and boom! Nailed him. Yeah, I thought I didn't know you were there, buddy. The Force is with me. Goodbye. And that's that delayed thrust that I just used on him both times. It makes those guys almost nothing. Before you go through this door, I highly recommend you come and use this save point, because you're going to encounter your first Purge Trooper in here. And until you've learned his moveset, he can be pretty damn tough. You just walk down here, force slow this, run across, use the save point. Now keep in mind, when you use it, those guys up there are going to respawn. But at this point, you should be confident enough with taking out the stormtroopers that they're not going to be an issue for you. And let's see, agile deflection, improved stems. This evasive kick will probably be a good one to get at this point. But I believe I'm going to buy the double-bladed version of the delayed combo. Because it does come in incredibly handy against the Purge Trooper up here, but so does the evasive kick. But as I mentioned in the first part of this series, the evasive kick can be kind of finicky. It doesn't always work. A lot of times it'll miss, and then you free yourself up for a hit from the enemy.
We've got an intruder here.
But then it also, sometimes he just flat out doesn't do it. Even though you did everything properly to make it occur.
Yeah, someone else take a hit.
Alright, now you notice I've gotten used to the lag on my controller from streaming and stuff. I'm starting to do a little better. That was embarrassing yesterday, dying 6 times on stream. Alright. Now we're back at it. This guy here, he's pretty aggressive, so you just gotta learn what he does. Watch out for that, because it slams the damage out of you. And boom! This is where that dash attack really comes in handy. Look at his health already. 3 hits. Come on. And down for the count.
Looks like you're blocked. I'll fix that.
Now, one thing I'll go ahead and say at this point is a lot of people have debated on what lightsaber form Cal is trained in. I've heard everything from Form 6 to a modified version of Form 7 with a reverse grip and all this overly complicated stuff. But if you listen when you fight the Purge Troopers, they'll actually identify your form as Form 8. This one especially has done it several times, but I've heard all of them do it. They don't always say the same thing, so I mean it's possible to have them say different things, but they have every time that they've ever identified the form of lightsaber fighting I was using, they've always said Form 8. And when you come through here, you're now going to encounter another set of new enemies, which is going to be the flamethrower troopers. And these guys can be a little bit hard to beat, because especially when there's 2 of them, they'll do 2 volleys with their flamethrower and reload, and they'll alternate, so one of them's always spitting flames at you. What I do is I let them take out those beetles, and if you come right here,
was malfunctioning earlier.
You can get one of them right off the bat.
Let's go, BD1.
And now you only have one to deal with. Get rid of the stormtrooper. Do not let this guy get close to you because his flames hurt you and they stagger you. Wait for him to reload, and now he's a nobody. There's another method. You can force push him into a wall or something and make his jetpack or his fuel pack explode. But that one doesn't always work. Sometimes he just bounces off the wall. Now what you're going to want to do is come back up and slice this door. Now don't get in a rush here and think, okay, look, here's a box I found, and leave. Because there's some wires here that if you have your brightness settings too low, look just like a wall. You cut those and there's a second box hidden in here. That box actually took me a really long time to find my first playthrough. Now all you want to do is come over here and climb up on this to open up your path, and you'll get a little kind of funny conversation with Cal and BD1.
You sure you want to plug into this thing? Okay. Oh, shortcut. That's why you wanted to move this thing. You had no idea that was there, did you? You just wanted to turn that cutter on.
All right. Move up and stop this guy. Come through here. You're definitely going to want to save right here. Rest. I like to take this path here, and to save myself some trouble, because there's a really super complementary mixture of enemies down here. You got 3 flame troopers, some stormtroopers, and the stormtrooper commander, and then 2 of these Wishiks. If you let the Wishiks do so, they'll thin out the stormtroopers for you. Sometimes the stormtroopers actually successfully kill them, but not very often. You just want to sit here and watch and make sure to repel any errant laser bolts that the stormtroopers shoot at you. Okay. There go all the stormtroopers. You want to make sure to kill these guys first, because if you don't, when you come through here, they're going to gang up on you with this other guy that I'm going to show you, and they'll kick your ass. Now notice that one's already almost dead. This one, he's still got a little bit, but no, not much to worry about. Come on. This is also a good area if you're wanting to grind out a couple skill points. You can do so right here. Now you do not want to hit this save point again, because then they'll just respawn and you'll have to kill them again and you'll get stuck in an endless loop. Instead, you're going to go ahead and come up here, and especially if you have trouble with those guys. I mean, if you beat them the way I just did, then you can, but I don't want to have to go back down there and kill them again. Right here, you'll see this little explosive barrel. Squeeze through this crack behind it. And this guy, his method is a little different than the normal ones, because when he does the thing where he raises his legs up, it's an unblockable. And so you cannot initiate an execution on him. You have to just kill him.
Another breach down here.
But I'll show you exactly how.
Hey, who's that?
You'll scan your force essence right here. There's a chest here you can open. And now jump down in here and immediately get ready to roll. There he is, okay? Alright, get ready. Watch out for the balls of web. Roll to the right or left. 1, 2, 3 on him. Damn. Come on. Damn it. Okay. I missed my timing. But you notice now that's unblockable. You can't block it. If you try to block it, he'll get you. And this guy hurts bad. He can basically one-shot you most of the time. Okay. Now, the reason I said make sure to kill the other 2 spiders is because if you don't kill them and they survive the fight with the stormtroopers, they'll come back in there to their mother. And then you'll wind up fighting 3 of them in what's already a very small, cramped area to fight such a large enemy. The developers of this game really dropped the ball on that, in my opinion. And it's one of my most major complaints, is that a lot of the upper-class enemies are in very small areas and have stupid reach. And so they can, like, whoop you from the other end of the map. They'll be on the whole other side of their area and do an attack and can hit you with it. This will become even more apparent later in the game. Especially once we begin to encounter bounty hunters. Okay, he's dead. He's the one that I really don't like having to fight. I'll go down here and help this guy kill the other one. Okay, I don't know if it's earlier, but if you scan right here, you get a terrarium seed for the for a Roshir, which is basically a bonsai tree, and there is this chest here. I didn't call them out, but I figured you probably saw me do it. Now we'll come in here and do this again. I'll get him this time. The trick is you just have to get your timing right on that roll, because once again, he demonstrated perfectly that uncanny ability to make a 90-degree turn on a dime mid-attack. I rolled too soon and he whipped around and nailed me, which is totally unrealistic. Alright. Alright. Notice he missed me that time. Okay. You don't want to get hit by that web because you're going to guarantee him a hit on you with that unblockable. Damn it! I don't know why he didn't roll. Must have been wedged on something. As you saw, though, I had him pretty close that time. He'll go down this time, I guarantee it. Only thing I hate is having to wait for all these guys to be dead again every time. Because if you notice just now, those spiders came out of that tunnel.
Get him! Gonna need a second! Yeah, someone else take a hit.
Alright. Okay. Now that those jerks are gone, back up here. You'll make sure to jump a little before that ledge, otherwise you'll have a major headache with trying to get up it, and you'll think you're not able to jump back up it. For the longest time, I thought that you couldn't go back up once you went down there. But it's because I was just catching the lip. Alright, asshole. You're mine now. Make sure you roll, or he'll pounce on you. Now don't waste your time trying to use the double heavy attack on him, because when you hit him with the heavy attack, he always bounces away. So unless you've got him pinned on a wall, you will miss with the second attack, and he's normally recovered by then. And unless you have the upgraded force push, there's no way around that heavy attack that he does. But if you notice, as promised, I beat him that time. He is tough though, so don't feel bad about losing to him, because he just does stupid damage. Now you're going to want to scan these old school B1 battle droids. And over here, you're going to scan these eggs. Okay. Now you've defeated your second legendary monster of 3. And you just come through here. If you go out this way, that's where those spiders came from. And that's why I said they'll come in there and help their mother. You swim through here. Climb up. And you're going to want to jump down onto this thing. Well, you just drop down on it. You can also wall run from there. You can jump this, but I just walk across. Same thing as earlier. Stop this guy, run across. Then you're going to want to turn right. And scan these sap barrels.
Thanks for the help.
Now you'll turn around. Hop across this wall here.
I just heard from the captain. They're coming. Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground. What was that? Another hijacked cutter.
That was an obvious reference to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's breaking through and destroying everything. Copy that. Come for us next.
Keep on him!
You'll regret that. I'm going to beat you.
Okay. Now, slow this guy down. Jump over it.
So far, almost to the prison.
Good. Imperial distress calls are going out across the planet.
The game normally always stops and loads right there for a second.
promise.
Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it's quick like it just was. You'll have a save point here and a locked door. At this point, I should have, I have 2 skill points available to me. So, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, improve dash. I'm going to buy that so that I quit misjudging my dash distance, because I'm used to having the further distance. And I'm going to get the mass push, and that'll help us out with some of the larger enemies. And it works on large groups of people. But if you notice now, it shows there that you can now stagger a big enemy with it. Okay. Hop on your pipe down here.
The Jedi will be here any minute.
And our reinforcements.
In retreat.
Good.
Sir?
The fewer distractions, the better.
Now, if you look right here, this guy's in a stupid place to be so cocky about fighting a Jedi, and you're about to see why. Have a nice trip, bitches.
Someone else get in here.
That's what happens when you piss me off.
Don't panic. Keep steady. Talk all you want. I only need him.
Goodbye. Now BD1 will scan this.
This needs power.
You can open this door, which is a shortcut. And that's also your goal point at this point. But before you do that, you're going to want to turn around and come this way. And unlock this door. Now turn to your left. Run across here. Jump down. And grab this Force Echo. Now the reason I prioritize finding collectibles, as you can see, look at the massive amount of XP that I just got for that. They provide far more XP than most of the enemies in the game. And now you're gonna think that that over there, you can't reach right now, but you think wrong. We're going to go across here. This is where the double-bladed lightsaber comes in. Just mow the grass. You go this way, and you'll encounter your next new enemy. This guy here is a bastard, but we're going to take care of his little friends first. And watch out for that. Watch out for that. Don't get in that stuff. Oh, come on. Damn it. Yeah, he deals almost as much damage as that stupid, Philic on Zepho. And he favors his little barf move and his unblockable over anything else, as you can see. Come on. There we go. Now you've got a chest here that you have to slice with BD1. You can cut these vines and go down there. We're going to bypass that for just a second and circle back this way, otherwise you'll miss out on your map completion. Watch out, that guy blows up. Okay. And you're gonna come back over here. You'll see this rope slide too. They both go the same place. I mean mudslide, I don't know why I said rope. But you'll notice they both take you to the same location. What you want to do, you're going to slide down this, come down here. And you've hit a dead end. You can't go anywhere else beyond this point.
That's the path to
until your second
Shadowlands?
playthrough of this area.
Has to be a way across.
But what you are going to do
You're
is
right.
come up
We can't
here and
search the
climb
whole
this
forest.
wall.
Better get back to Saw.
Jump across here. I think I missed something. No? Okay. Alright, that's my bad. Just trying to be thorough. We're now 6 minutes past 2 hours, so I guess we're not gonna make it back to Zepho, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and complete Kashyyyk. We're not too far from it at this point. Now, you'll notice, there it is. Push the pipe down.
The operation is expanding into Sector 7. They call it the Shadowlands. It's crawling with hostiles.
Now we'll go back this way. Okay. When you come in here, you're gonna find another new enemy. You gotta initiate your cutscene here.
Hey, we're here to free you. You're not alone.
You should recognize that guy from Rogue One as well. Which I think is funny that both him and Saw Gerrera are initiated into the same section of the game. Now you really do not want to let this guy get a hold of you with that. If he does, he'll body slam you and he would have just killed me. Once again, the dash strike is one of your go-to moves with him. But it'll also tell you that he's vulnerable to parrying, but his parry timing is a little awkward. Damn it! See? If you try to go too crazy with attacks on him, he grabs you every time. And as you saw, that body slam hurts like a bitch.
Valueless. Unessential. Large damage initiated. Sudden movement unforeseen. You will regret that.
Basically, one hit run, because otherwise you're gonna get hit because nothing you do to him staggers him whatsoever. Watch that shoulder block, it hurts pretty bad too. And there we go. Now you're gonna re-interact with the console.
Glad to help.
And a lot of people complain about the way the Wookiees look here, but if you explore the in-game databank after getting the scans for this planet, it explains that these Wookiees are basically incredibly malnourished and are not being taken care of at all. The Empire doesn't care. The way they view it, when the Wookiees die, they'll just go kidnap some more and enslave them. And so these Wookiees are just not in good health right now, and they've got toxic sludge and fur. But without exploring that too much, we're going to go ahead and hop down here onto this little propeller thing. And you'll find a dead Wookiee here that just reinforces what I just said.
This Wookiee died from toxic fumes. The Empire is poisoning the planet.
Now just hop on these little poles here. And before you continue any further, turn left. You'll see this door. You want to jump to these ropes. And you're also going to unlock yourself a super convenient shortcut right here. Which you want to turn again. Swing right here. Cut this guy. You can now drop down here. Use your save point. I'm going to hang on to that skill point there for later. Come back up. Now you want to interact with this,
processing unit.
And you'll get another upgrade for BD1. Now come through here. And this one is missable and is not required to progress. So if you don't get that one, you'll have to backtrack for it later to get it. But that one is going to make that the droid that I just fought almost trivial. If you follow the prescribed method that I just demonstrated, and then use that. And then on top of that, he'll turn into your ally. Now if you look on your left here, you'll see this grating in that platform. There's a chest up there, or actually I believe it's a Force Echo, but that's not obtainable until you have double jump.
Saw's up ahead. We must be close.
Now, there was a man on Reddit asking for help with this last night. So, this is for you, my man. This is the area you couldn't figure out how to get through. You're gonna take these guys out.
I can get through.
Come on.
Having a hard time?
There we go. Good night. You can't get this chest yet either, so don't kill yourself 20 times trying. You're gonna come here. Go back here.
Moving out.
You're gonna want to use this elevator first. Because if you don't use this elevator now, it won't be accessible to you later and will cost you time. The game's probably gonna freeze on me and have to load. Yep, there it goes. And I haven't discovered any way to prevent this from happening. And Kashyyyk is the only planet that this happens on. You'll notice there's a chest right there and a locked door. We'll find the other side of that door on our second visit to this planet. Unfortunately, on the trip back up, it has to load again. Come through here. I don't think it stopped to load it. I'm surprised. Now you're going to overcharge this impeller in the center. I guess it's some sort of stirrer. What you want to do, you're going to be tempted to just try to jump across there. It is possible, but it's more trouble than it's worth. It'll wind up taking you more time than just doing it the way I'm going to show you. Stop the thing, run across. Look left, hop on these pipes. Walk around the pipes. Okay. Jump to this one. Now, same thing. Stop it right here. Run across. Anybody that tells you any other way is just lazy and didn't figure that out. Everybody claims that the only way to do it is to stop that thing in the middle and jump across. Well, sorry, buddy. It's not. Now hop up here. You want to pause on this grate for a second and scan it? And I'll show you something. This will be the first one I'll actually look at. Refinery cells. Says this refinery was designed only with yield in mind. No thought given to the comfort or safety of the incarcerated Wookiee. Workers are chained together with no privacy, often covered in mud or dangerous industrial byproducts. There you go. That's why the Wookiees look like crap. But then again, if you're an expert in programming, then you'll know that programming and doing digital art is incredibly difficult to do a hair-covered animal.
We need the Wookiees to finish
Anybody who wants to criticize it, I challenge them to do better.
Go, go, go!
Now turn around right here and jump to this pipe above you. Drop down. Stop the fan. Stop the fan. Sense this echo.
Who goes there?
And now you got a nice little increase to your force meter.
He got what was coming to him.
Stop the fans again. Go back. Real simple. Hop back up on the pipe. Go back across. Drop down. Push the wall.
The door's jammed. Won't budge. We're trapped.
Okay.
We gotta get them out of there.
Push them back!
Intruder there. Watch out.
All right.
You will regret that. Large damage initiated.
Sometimes the dash strike will miss, but I mean, it happens. It still gets you out of the way of him and his ridiculous Rocky Balboa punches. Alright, now this is where your new upgrade comes in. There's also a minor Easter egg on this. Occasionally, when you hack these droids, BD1 will hum the, you know, da 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 da. But he didn't do it this time. But then you can still kill this thing and get XP for it. He literally just stands there. Since I already killed the enemies, I don't need him. You want to activate this console here? But if you hack him while there's still enemies around, then he'll go to beating them instead of beating you. And trust me, you want him beating them more than you want him beating you. Because he's an asshole. Okay. And take the elevator. Okay. Now this door here is the one that was locked a minute ago.
I think I need help with this.
You'll overcharge this, and this door will now be unlocked. Use your save point. Let's see something here. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and get this improved stems, because I got a feeling I'm probably about to need them. So I don't want to have to die anymore on this playthrough, because I'm already over my time goal. And we're almost done with this planet. Well, for the first trip at least. You'll notice the Purge Trooper and his buddies aren't here anymore. For this next area, you're gonna want to use this and save your force abilities. And you'll see why. Because I'm about to beat the boss up here before he ever touches the ground. Okay. Go get this guy, prioritize him.
My back! He's moving!
Crap. You notice how that flame hit me and it made me stop? If they get you in a chain with that, it'll hurt you pretty good.
I need a moment.
One of my biggest complaints in this game is that if your force attack gets interrupted, it still takes the force from you.
Unproductive, human.
And then on top of everything, on Grandmaster, taking damage removes your force also. Now hack this guy. Now I'm gonna let him deal with them.
Get in here.
Teamwork makes the dream work, brothers. And you'll notice their flames do very limited damage to him. You can basically let him just Rocky Balboa the shit out of them. He just went full Muhammad Ali on their asses. You don't need him anymore, and he'll get in your way because you can still target lock him even though he's no longer your enemy.
Come for us next. No survive.
You're gonna take these guys out as quick as you can because the boss is coming. And when he gets here, if they're still in here, you're gonna have a hell of a time with this. Now see him coming? This is what you want to do. Before that ship drops him off, get right here. And just go ape shit with the heavy attack. Now roll away from the explosives. Notice he's already half dead.
PD1, stim!
AT-AT ain't got shit on a Jedi. Oh, AT-ST. Correction, I'm sorry.
Everyone! These have been hard years. We've lost comrades, friends, family to the Empire. Dark times. And yet the fire still burns. Hope still burns. The Jedi are not yet lost. We are not yet lost. Kashyyyk is not.
This goes to show, you know, even though he's starting to kind of become the defeated Saw Gerrera you know from Rogue One, at this point he's still hopeful that they have a chance of winning. He hasn't lost his sanity.
What the Empire has done to Kashyyyk. These stories are playing.
You can also tell he's not near as old here because he doesn't have gray hair. Which, of course, Forrest Whitaker is an older man now, and so that's why he has gray hair in Rogue One.
I can't walk away from.
But the events of Rogue One also take place immediately prior to A New Hope, whereas this is only 5-6 years maybe after the events of Order 66 and Star Wars Episode 3.
Commander Choyyssyk.
Sorry, I'm not quite fluent.
Choyyssyk says he'll do whatever he can to find Tarful and vouch for you.
Do you think he's still alive?
Have faith, Cal. We'll be in touch with your ship. For the cause.
Okay. Now, of course, there's several conversations you can have in here. Well, not really conversations, more of the NPCs talk at you. But you're going to want to walk over here. I'm not going to waste my time. Have the conversations if you want, but
good work.
I'm trying to keep this time friendly. We're going to move ahead. You interact with that overcharge and walk in here. You have to flip the switch.
I've been monitoring Imperial communications and I picked up something. Project Augur has been reactivated. The Empire may be close to finding another
2 hours and 24 minutes.
Looks like we still have work to do.
Okay. 2:25 and a half. Okay. Oh, I have a message. Achievement completed. New day, new stream. Yep, okay. Alright. So now what you want to do is you'll just come through here. You'll recognize this as the area right outside the landing pad.
On the bright side, huh?
Walk over here and unlock this guy for later.
Thanks.
There's nothing in there you need right now. Just turn around and come back this way. And we're gonna go to the Mantis. We will reach Zepho again for our second trip. And that will be it for me tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and walk up on the ship, not talk to nobody. I don't want to hear nothing they've got to say. And let's see. Let's check my map. Oh, won't let you look at the map inside the Mantis. Apologize. Okay. As you see, investigate new Imperial excavation on Zepho. Come in here. Now, if you're following along with me, you can go ahead and stop and save here now, or you can follow me to the save point that I'm going to use.
Where to next?
But I'm going to go use a save point that gets us well on the way and puts me set up for tomorrow. Travel to planet.
Back to Zepho.
You don't want to go to Bogano again yet, because we need 2 more abilities before we can get anything else there. Once we have the final 2 force abilities, then we'll go back there and we'll handle that. But right now we need to acquire double jump and force pull. Otherwise, there's nothing there that we can get.
The Haxian brood is going to catch up with you.
Now you can acquire force pull, go back and do it, and then go acquire double jump, go back and do it. But you're just wasting your time, and you're making way more trips to Zepho than Bogano than are necessary. This one, the route that I take, you will only have to go to every planet twice, and Dathomir, you'll really only have to go to once. Well, no, you'll have to go to Dathomir twice. But Bogano, you'll have to go to like 3 times.
Ready to move?
But that's just because a major story event happens there later. But if you wait until that story event, you can do the story event and then complete Bogano while you're there. But that'll still be your 3rd trip because we've already been there twice. Okay. So now we're back on our route and we're ready to land. Boy, I wish traveling was this fast in the real world. It takes me longer to get to Walmart than it takes them to cross the galaxy. Okay. Alrighty then. Now we're gonna exit the ship. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong door.
There's a long journey ahead of us. These ancient tombs didn't survive all this time because they were easy to find.
It's a challenge I'm willing to take.
I can see that. I'm glad you believe in what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
I always have. Ever since I was a youngling, I trusted in the Force. Those names on the list, they're a test. And I believe I will succeed.
I like your confidence. A journey like this one can challenge you in ways you've never been before.
I understand. I think I'm ready.
We've got your back, Cal.
Alright. So now we're gonna go through here. There will be enemies in here now. Nobody super substantial.
I got this.
I'll show you a little trick here. If you can get this guy to follow you out here, watch this. He'll break contact with you and try to get back into the hangar, because that's his combat area. Oh, he's actually coming at me. Okay, no, he stopped. And now you can just run up and keep him wanting to fight you.
Halt, intruder.
But he'll eventually turn around and he'll want his way back in there. Hit him. Let him attempt to hit you. And just keep that up. and if he's giving you a hard time, you can do that. This also works later in the game when you occasionally will encounter bounty hunters in here. And the bounty hunters you encounter in here are two of the biggest asshole ones you'll find, and so I highly recommend using that method for them. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna use this save point, and this will be our stopping point for tonight. So let's see here. Okay, no skill points available, so I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm gonna save the game. And as always, to anybody who took the time to watch, I appreciate you. Subscribe if you want. And may the Force be with you. Have a great night.